Hello friends, let us continue with the poem Love by S.T. Coleridge. In the last video, we had completed the first four stanzas. Now let us read the fifth stanza and let me explain it line by line. Few sorrows hath she, hath his, the archaic word for has. Few sorrows has she of her own. The speaker is talking about his beloved, and he says she has some sorrows of her own. My hope, my joy, my Genevieve. So this is how he expresses his feelings for Genevieve, that is his beloved. She is his hope, his joy. She loves me best whenever I sing the songs that make her grieve. Grieve means unhappy, full of sorrow, painful. So he says, she loves me when I sing the sad songs like this that make her unhappy. I played a soft and doleful air. I played a soft and doleful air means doleful, dejected, full of sorrow. So he says his song is a sad song. So whenever I am singing this song, whenever I am playing this song on some musical instrument, I sang an old and moving story. And what is his song about that he is singing in front of her? It is about there is a story, a moving story, a very emotional story, and it is an old story in that song that the speaker is singing in front of his beloved. An old rude song. It's a rustic, it's a rough song. An old rude song that suited well, which is suitable, that suited well, that ruin wild and hoary, which is suitable to this wild and hoary, that is full of ruins. It is rough, the atmosphere, the setting is rough. Because as we know, in the last video we had discussed, he was he is in front of his beloved, and she is there standing beside a building, a tower that is in a ruined state. So rough and hoary and wild atmosphere is there, and his song is also suitable to this atmosphere. She listened with a fleeting blush, fleeting, passing. And blush is something, it's when somebody becomes red in face out of shame or embarrassment, in an awkward position. So the beloved is singing his song, and at the same time she is blushing with downcast eyes. So she is looking down, she is not looking him face to face, with downcast eyes and modest grace. But she is a modest woman, her behavior is dignified, and there is a grace, there is a kind of beauty, dignity in her movements, the way she is standing with her eyes downcast. Now these are the qualifications for a woman in case she should be known as a modest woman, as a graceful woman. A woman who is modest should always stand in front of the men with downcast eyes. सुसंस्कृत चारित्र्यवान स्त्री जी असते किंवा पुरुषप्रधान संस्कृतीमध्ये जी अपेक्षा केली जाते ती ही की तिने खाली मान घालून उभं राहिलं पाहिजे. सो this is again, please forgive me for bringing feminist approach to this poem, but you should याला स्त्रीवादी दृष्टिकोनातून साहित्याकडे बघणं असं म्हणतात, पर्टिक्युलरली पुरुषांनी लिहिलेल्या साहित्याकडे. ओके, सो इथं कोलरिज सारखं आपल्याला काय सांगतोय, शी स्टँडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी विथ डाऊनकास्ट आईज. ती खाली तिची नजर खाली आहे वगैरे वगैरे. अँड मॉडेस्ट ग्रेस, सो शी इज, सो दीज आर द क्वालिफिकेशन्स ऑफ अ मॉडेस्ट, ऑफ अ graceful, of a dignified lady. For well she knew I could not choose but gaze upon her face. Gaze, टक लावून पाहणे, एकटक पाहणे. So the speaker says, now look at the difference, again my feminist approach. Look at the difference between the lover and the beloved. The lover is looking straight into the eyes of his beloved, whereas she is standing with downcast eyes. तो तिच्याकडे नजर रोखून एकटक बघतोय आणि ती तिची नजर खाली आहे. Now this is what patriarchy expects from men and from women. There are different criteria, there are different categories to be called a good man and a good woman. For well she knew I could not choose but gaze upon her face. So she has taken it granted that her lover will look at her, gaze upon her face. There is no control, or there are no restrictions for men. I told her of the night, coming back to the poem, I told her of the night. Now he is in that song he is telling her the story of a night. Now in medieval times, in medieval European literature mainly, there were the romances and there were the tales about the brave, courageous, handsome knights. So it's a stock figure, KNIGHT, knight, and they are great warriors, they are great friends, they are very handsome men, they are great lovers. So it is the story of such a knight that wore, past tense of to wear, to carry, okay, to possess. I told her of the knight that wore upon his shield, dhal. Now there are different designs, there are different sizes of the shield carried by the knight of that period, of the medieval European period. Upon his shield a burning brand. Now there is a torch like thing which is known as a burning brand. It is again one of the characteristic features of the knights. They always carry with them the burning brand, and that for 10 long years he wooed. Woo, WOO. To woo means to ask, to plead, to seek a woman's love. That is wooing, and that for 10 long years he wooed the lady of the land. So he is trying to win her heart. The knight of the story that the speaker is telling in the form of a song to his beloved. It is the story of a knight who is trying to win a woman's love, a woman's heart, who belongs to that land, and he is trying to attain her love for 10 long years. So this is the song the speaker is singing in front of his beloved. We'll stop here and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.